Hey YouTube. So I'm sitting in this Panera Bread working on this book, this sequel. Let me tell you how hard it is to write a sequel, kids. It's tough.
It's really tough.
Seriously though, if you're a writer, then things are going to be tough. It's just the way it is. You hit writer's block. You have life happen. You have kids. You have a job. The truth is, hardly anybody, and I mean anybody, gets to be a best-selling writer. But, you do what you do. Sometimes when I'm like working on the book, I hit these snags and they're not very good snags, like for example, I have plotted out the plot, but then I wake up in the middle of the night with like this idea that my plot is really convoluted. So like any good writer, I have to hit the drawing board again. So I'm working on this series, and before I do a lot of these one-shot novels, that don't have any sequels, but writing a sequel is like really, really difficult. You can't. It's more difficult than writing a one-shot because you have to think through your plot for all the novels instead of just one. I mean, I spent 6 months on the backstory and designing planets and designing all this stuff. I don't know if I really thought through the sequels like I should have. So I took a step back and I thought through the sequels. So now I think I've got about 3, maybe 4 books that'll be in total. The other problem is because of my job situation with the school and the fact that Oklahoma is run by idiots, we're going to have some budget cut situation. So I'm thinking about that all the time, which then drives me back to writing a book, which then makes me write a very angry book, which I don't want to do. So I came up with this other book that I'm working on the side, thanks to my good friend Jackson Compton. He's like, dude, you should be working on another book while you're working on your book. If you get stuck, you should work on another one. So I came up with this idea for this book that is about 4 teachers in a public high school in Oklahoma.
It's Little X. It's Little X where I teach.
I'm really excited about it because it's a satire of the nonsense that's going on in our state government right now regarding education, regarding fracking, regarding budgetary idiocy. That's what I see. And corporate tax breaks. Basically, it's a satire where the state government, these guys find out, this one teacher in this group of teachers finds out that the government is actually run by a cabal of Lovecraftian monsters who are trying to use fracking. They're trying to use fracking to release an old one, like an ancient monster from under the ground. And these 4 teachers, they band together, kind of like Ghostbusters, to go out and stop it. It should be fun. Anyway, that's what I write when I'm not writing the sequel. So advice number 1, when you write a sequel, make sure that you have your whole plot planned out for all the books. At least a rough outline of a plot for all the books. 2, make sure that you have another project to work on while you're working on the big one. Other ideas are going to crop up and you're going to want to write them, and you're going to want to leave your book that you're working on now and not write it and then write the other one. Write them both at the same time. It gives you something to do when you get writer's block on the main project. Okay? So those are the writing tips for today. I'm going to enjoy this nice iced coffee